The Springers set their eyes on the ultimate prize, a fourth straight football state championship. Welcome to Sportswire. I'm Will Catterley. Of course, before Highland Springs could think of the title game, the Springers had some business to attend to against the Maury Commodores. Maury, with a dynamic quarterback and a quick strike offense, presented their fair share of potential problems after knocking off previously unbeaten Indian River. But the Springers had an extra gear ready to drive past Maury in all facets of the game. Hugo, the Highlander is ready, the Springers are ready, the Maury Commodores appear ready. Let's get it going. Amy Cashwell, superintendent, is ready. Just did the opening coin toss, by the way. State semifinal action started with a bang, really. Special teams play working wonders as number 21, Shakez Cosby, takes care of the muffed punt. Springers in business. Early in the first would lead to this. Maury's defense stiffens. Alszewski's boot, his foot has always been good for Highland Springs in the kicking game. He makes field goal 3-0. But Alvante Lawton, this big quarterback, answers quickly. Ensuing drive for Maury, 46 yards to the end zone. He connects with Keandre Lambert and take a bow. Maury, the Commodores, navigate their way to a 7-3 lead. Still not finished those Springers. Next offensive possession, they're going to go to the ground this time. First, a big run by Shireen McKeever. Almost to the Maury 20-yard line, and then check out this run. Raekwon Smith straight up runs through a guy, and then all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. 22-yard run for Raekwon Smith. Springers back on top. Later, still in the first half, a 1-yard touchdown run for Foster Powell will give the Springers a 10-point lead. But Alvante Lawton is not done. He's going to fire and find his wide receiver, Tayshawn Granger. And that was 49 yards. The Maury passing game, the deep passing game, working wonders. Great game so far. Close one, 17-14. Will, when does Highland Springs pull away? You said in all facets they do it. Well, I'll show you. Coming up soon. Raekwon Smith, just keep feeding the rabbit. He's running the ball well. It would lead to this. 1-yard touchdown plunge. There's Foster Powell. Springers back on top. 24-14 at this point. 6:19 to go, second quarter. Maury going to try to answer. Roll out, firing to the end zone. Just past the outstretched arms, but wait, there were a lot of penalties in this one. Flag on the play would give Maury an extra opportunity on pass interference, and Alvante Lawton makes it count. He connects with Deshaun Peel, his wide receiver, 24-21 at the half. Now kickoff. Springers to start the third. Check out this return. Tremaine Talbert, 99 yards. Touchdown, Springers. Unbelievable start to the second half, and it would only get better from there for Highland Springs. I said they were doing it in all phases. Special teams going to come up big again, because later a punt. And this is where Highland Springs in a lot of games have really separated themselves from the competition. Laquan Venny, great return down inside the 20-yard line, and it would lead to this. Back to the ground game once again. Shireen McKeever, there is nobody home on defense. Another touchdown for Highland Springs. They are rocking and they are rolling. This game played at Verina, by the way, because of impending weather. 37-21 at that point. You know, the Springers played 3 of their 4 playoff, quote-unquote, home games, well, actually on the road. 2 at Hermitage, 1 at Verina because of potential weather. And the new field comes into play here. Maury not going away. You saw that pass right there would lead to this. Same drive, bouncing out of a sea of black and gold. The touchdown run for Maury is good. And they're still in the ballgame. 37-28, 6:26 to go in the third. But I love plays like this because it's a little pitch. Technically, it's a pass, so if he drops it, it's just an incomplete pass instead. Working wonders to Javion Smalls. And then Devontae Waller calls his own number all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Springers. Waller. And the Highland Springs offense and special teams and defense were firing on all cylinders in the second half. 44-28. It's like we're watching a Big 12 game. Let's go to the fourth. Same score. Not for long. Waller over the middle, has his man, gets a block. Tremaine Talbert scored in the kicking game, and he's going to score right here as a wide receiver on the offense as well. Talbert finding the end zone once again, 50-28 with 9:51 to go. Springer's still not finished. Yeah, it's dark now. This game went 3.5 hours, pretty much. Number 13, Ollie Jennings, in on that slant pattern. That's good for a first down. Will lead to this. Short touchdown plunge. Amon Foster Powell. And then just to add sugar on top, another kick return goes the distance for a touchdown. Shaquez Cosby. All Highland Springs. They will go to the state title game as they blow out the Commodores 71-28.
You know, our coaching staff, you know, the cohesiveness, and our community. I think it's a combination of all three of those things. You know, we're going to be the most disciplined football team on the field as much as we possibly can. We're going to work extremely hard, and then we're going to let the cream rise to the top. And I think in our situation, it shows that our kids are listening to what we're saying and doing the things that we ask them to do, and it helps us out a lot.
While the Springers look to take the championship in football, several teams are getting their feet wet on the basketball court. Henrico, for example, was off to a great start and look to continue that trend at Hermitage. Vance Harmon and the Warriors 2-0 on the season at Hermitage. Vance saying, "What are you doing?" Already working the refs early in the 2018 campaign. This guy was working the rim. John A. Ested with points. This game was tied at 25 when I walked in the building second quarter. And then Henrico went on a big-time run. Count that and the foul as James Woody gets under the ledger. More Ested, this time dropping the dime, the assist. That is good to number 11, Jeremiah Langley. Langley was 4 for 4 in the ball game. Hermitage trying to come back. That is no good. And then look at Henrico in transition. It's Ested again. Ested all the way to the rack. Count it. He got that one to go. It's like an 18-3 run for Henrico in the second quarter. Hermitage trying not to go away. Check out the loose balls, too. Everything going Henrico's way early on in this campaign and in this ball game. Ested hits the triple. It's the moneymaker. And the Warriors absolutely on fire. As I said, 18-3 run, 43-28 at the half. Third quarter, Hermitage trying to get back into it from the outside. No. But the rebound this time, Hermitage going to corral it, find the open guy down low. He puts it up and in as number 23, E.J. Washington, led all scorers, 16 total points. And then Tyler Wade gets into the action as well. He had 6 on the night, but it was all Henrico in the second half. Jeremiah Langley, I said he went 4 for 4. He's also 3 for 3 from the line. He had 11 points in this one. There he is again. As Langley doing the damage. Henrico doing it from beyond the arc as well. This guy had himself a ball game. Ested with the miss, but guess what? More grittiness and toughness on the floor. Getting the loose ball, and Ested's going to finish. John A. Ested, 8 for 14. More Ested. 24 points on the night in 25 minutes of play. He led the way scoring for Henrico. Warriors again on the break. This is when they've been their most dangerous, and we could probably see more of that again. Off the bench, number 1 with the bucket. He puts it up and in, 61-35. Going to the fourth, it was all Warriors putting a stamp on this one. Feed the big man down low. That one goes. And the foul for number 24, Deshaun Price. And the price is right for Henrico. 79-49, they win it.
It was just a good team win for everybody. And they were just swinging the ball real good. It was happening to go to me.
Well, we hit the mats for gymnastics when we come back. Some amazing athletes take center stage as Deep Run, Freeman, Glen Allen, and Godwin all battle it out for the highest of marks. That and more straight ahead.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Welcome back to Sportswire. How about a little gymnastics? Freeman, one of the teams participating. So was Glen Allen, deep run, and Godwin also involved at deep run. Let's start on the beam. This is Kaylee Morris of Glen Allen, and we're going to go into the future. A little dissolve there. Because if we show everybody's entire routines, it's going to take up the rest of the show. Anyway, some of them are worth watching the entire routines because Kaylee Morris, 7.75 on the beam. Not bad at all, but not as good as her teammate. Oh my goodness, Kelsey O'Neill straight up ruled this event for Glen Allen. Check out the upcoming dismount. Wow, 9.1. Hard to score in the nines, especially on the beam. Really high score for the beam. Let's go to the floor, and Douglas Freeman and Cameron McCarty flips all the way down the mat. McCarty, solid scoring on the floor, also solid and all around. She got an 8.2 on the floor. Not going to see her on the beam, but she was tremendous there too. An 8.9. One of her teammates as well. This is Isabella Cavallo for Freeman. 8.6 overall, and Cavallo gets excellent points. She also scored a 34.4 overall because she is also in the all-around. Mills Godwin, I said they're participating as well. First, it's Campbell Garner seen here. She ruled the floor. 9.05. And her teammate, Lady Greer Corral, flipping into your living room. Not bad at all. She would be second place for Godwin in the floor routine, as she would score an 8.2. Garner, by the way, all around 34.65. Pretty impressive stuff. Back to Douglas Freeman and back to the bars. It's Cameron McCarty. She sticks the landing with an 8.5. Very solid. But you know who was number one for team scores? It was deep run. Why? Because of athletes like this. Kindred Jones. Don't try this at home unless you have uneven bars and you have an amazing amount of skill. But she is going to rock this one out with an 8.75. And that's not even number one for deep run on the bars. We're going to stay right there because her teammate, Melina Ringus, I tweeted this out earlier in the week about just how I was like, wow, it's kind of one of the coolest things I've seen all week. And you're about to see why. Ringus, check it out. Check out the control on this final bar. Round and round she goes. Where she stops, well, she knows. Right there, what a dismount, what a finish. She almost completely sticks the landing. A 9.45 on the bars. Melina Ringus not done. Here she is on the beam where she was dominant as well. Kindred Jones, her teammate, got a 9.1. Melina Ringus about to put down an 8.8. So an excellent job for Ringus on the beam as well as the bars. Ringus got a 35.65 to lead all scores in all around. To the vault we go. Glen Allen. Anna Hughes, 8.6. But this is probably the coolest thing I've seen in gymnastics. What a vault by Glen Allen's Melanie Horand, and she's only a freshman, so she'll be doing this again. Watch this one more time. Absolutely nails it. She gets a 9.2 on the vault. High score right there. Deep run wins the meet. And with that, let's go up tempo. We start on the gridiron where former Godwin running back Wesley Duggar just finished his sophomore season in style for Davidson. Duggar was named first team All-Pioneer Football League after accumulating 1,225 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 122.5 yards per game. The All-Region 5B football teams have been announced, and there are Springers all over them. 8 Highland Springs players made the first team offense, while 9 were selected to the first team defense. There are plenty of notable names from across the county, including Henrico running back Eric McDaniels, Glen Allen receiver Chris Butler, and Freeman's Patrick Taylor, and that's just to name a few. Quarterback Devontae Waller of Highland Springs is the Offensive Player of the Year, while fellow Springer linebacker Christian White received Defensive Player of the Year honors. To basketball now, where defending state champions Varina have started out on a roll after a 67-52 win over Atlee. 4 different Blue Devils scored in double figures. The Tucker Tigers are looking good under new head coach Adam Desgate. Tucker moved to 3-1 after a 45-40 victory against Deep Run. Kendall Jackson led the way with 11 points. And in ladies hoops, Mills Godwin, they were winners over Meadowbrook, 51-44 after Stephanie Bunce poured in 17 points and Thea Clark added 14. Let's go back to the hardwood. Basketball, Freeman Rebels taking on Prince George in the second round of the Rebel Invitational. Last year you saw the first round. And Douglas Freeman looking good against Prince George. Michael Fortune connects down low for 2. This is an up and down, fun game to watch. Royals come right back down low. They score. And it was a seesaw affair throughout. From way downtown, he gets the money ball. Yes, number 11, Naquan Moore. And you're going to get more scoring. This one, the long J, it's good for 2. The Royals keep pace with Douglas Freeman, but closing moments of the half, that goes for number 15, Seamus Moore. Rebels would have a 3-point lead. Back come the Royals, though, and that's a dagger. That's from beyond the arc. That counts. Prince George would be up to, at the half, 37-35. Second half, though, Rebels start to turn it on and go on a little bit of a run themselves in the third quarter. That 3, count it, Caleb Kenny. And then they got other guys that can shoot as well. The 3 is good for Naquan Moore again. Rebels looking good. Prince George on the comeback trail. No, get out! Get out of my house! No, 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 not today. Caleb Kenny with the block. More Caleb Kenny, you got it. How about him on offense? He had a whale of a night. The jumper is good for 2. Rebels starting to push the basketball as well. They weren't just sitting in zone. They were playing transition ball as Michael Fortune delivers, as he often does for this team, hits the 3 ball. Royals forced to call timeout. Then they're down 55-48 going to the 4th and final stanza. How about defense leading the offense? Rebels on the run and on the route. Michael Fortune connecting again. He and Caleb Kenny leading the way, scoring for Douglas Freeman. And then one more time. Out of my house! Caleb Kenny again with the block. And Freeman, another victory. They win the Rebel Invitational, and they beat Prince George 72-54. More hoops to get to on the other side as the Glen Allen girls look to fend off Freeman, while Tucker takes on Matoaca. Highlights are next.
Here's another 2-minute history report.
When you think about wars fought here in America, there's the Civil War, and of course the American Revolution. But what do you know about the one in the middle, the War of 1812? In the early years of building our nation, European countries viewed the U.S. as weak. The Army was small and the Navy had little respect. Great Britain was regularly declaring impressment, forcing sailors from random ships into joining their Royal Navy. In 1807, the USS Chesapeake was attacked by Britain's HMS Leopard near the coast of Virginia. Facing little resistance, the Leopard took 4 prisoners, but the incident triggered a series of embargoes between the two countries. Tensions grew when the U.S. expanded west, and Britain supported the Indians. Finally, with influence from Henry Clay and John Calhoun, 2 warhawks from the House, James Madison declared war on Great Britain.
This means war!
It began with the U.S. attacking Canada, part of the British Empire, and the Brits capturing portions of Michigan. Battles on American soil and waters continued for the next 2 years. Then in August of 1814, British General Robert Ross attacked America's capital, and Washington burns. Luckily, Dolly Madison, the very brave First Lady, saved George Washington's portrait from the flames. Then the British launch a 25-hour attack on Fort McHenry in Baltimore. Witnessing the event, Francis Scott Key is inspired to write a poem that later becomes the famous Star-Spangled Banner. Finally, the Treaty of Ghent is signed. The war ends, and neither side loses land to the other. Word traveled pretty slow in those days, and the U.S. wins the Battle of New Orleans even after peace is declared. This makes General Andrew Jackson a major pop star of the day. So here it is in a nutshell. There was a big bully off the Virginia shore, so Warhawks declared that it was time for war. There's 2 years of fighting with the White House in ruin. Dolly saved George, and we got a new tune. No major changes, boundaries stayed the same, but one soldier won by gaining national fame.
That's the War of 1812 in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to Sportswire. To Glen Allen High School we go, where a special signing ceremony was taking place for volleyball Drew Kline. He had a heck of a season and a career at Glen Allen. He's going to sign with the University of Charleston. No, not College of Charleston. That's in South Carolina. University of Charleston in West Virginia.
Well, I really can thank my coaches and teammates for helping me become the player I am on and off the court, so I'm very thankful for them.
First team All-State for Drew Kline. Congratulations to him. Hey, speaking of Glen Allen, they're at home taking on Douglas Freeman Rebels, trying to get things going early. They do. The short J up and good for Bridget Armine, but after that, the Glen Allen defense, check it out, just took over. Number 24, Carmen Betts. And it's pretty safe Betts. When she gets the basketball, she scores too, pardon my pun. And then inside they go. Connecting is number 55, Aaron Pulliam. This really was a team game, and the defense was leading to offense. Still first quarter. Beyond the arc, nothing but nylon for Amaya Sukins. And Sukins can score it. She was one of the leading scorers in this one. Glen Allen returning to action down low. Up and in for good. It's all first quarter action as Rachel Cooper gets involved. More defense. Sukins scores it. Sukins into your living room with 2 more points for the Lady Jags. And then great passing all the way around. They're going to find Rachel Cooper for 2. And 2 touchdowns to a field goal, 14-3 after 1. Second quarter, more Sukins. Sukins scores it again. She's got a good-looking jumper. That one goes for 2. And Glen Allen, Lady Jags scoring in transition as well. Sukins scores it. Who's going to stop Amaya Sukins? Well, it's not going to be Freeman, at least not on this night. More defense leading to offense. Jags all over Freeman at this point as Carmen Betts adds to her score. And then Sukins all the way to the rack. No. Guess who gets the rebound? It's Sukins, and she hands it off. That's good. Lexi Glasscock doing the honors. 38-5 they win. Well, there's Adam Desgain. The Tucker Tigers taking on Matoaca, also part of this Rebel Invitational. Tucker, as I said, getting off to a good start under Coach Desgain, moving up to 3-1 in a battle with a really good Matoaca team. And early on, it was all Matoaca all the time. First quarter action, corner pocket, nothing but nylon. That is good for 3. More Warriors later. Same quarter here, this time driving the lane, finding the open man, up and in, 4-2. The Warriors would take a 16-2 lead, and Desgain said, I want some effort on defense. Your shots will fall, I promise you, and they started to. Boshra Agban knocks that one down, 16-5 after 1, but then, you know what? I think Desgain is going to be a pretty good coach for these guys because he's right. The effort on offense and on defense kept them in it, especially on defense, and then it led to things like that. You just saw Zavon Morris for 2, and then later outside. This guy's got a jumper now. Look out for Trey Wood. He knocks down a 3. You're going to see more of him. Here he is again. That is good as well. Tigers would cut this thing all the way down to 3, and the Tigers, Tucker's right back in it when it looked like the barn doors were going to be blown off. But then Matoaca fighting back 29-22. Still 7-point game at the half as opposed to being down double digits. That's kind of a win for Tucker. Third quarter, more Tigers. They're going to get themselves even closer in this one. On the rebound, Kendall Jackson taking care of his own miss for 2. And then Matoaca down low. They are just very talented both inside and outside, as they show in this one. Number 24 doing the honors there for 2. Tigers, nice-looking pass. And getting it into Camille Grandison, the senior, doing grand things down low. Tigers again on the move, and that's going to roll in for 2 for Devon Robinson, another senior. But again, as this third quarter would wind down, it was too much Matoaca. What a move. Getting up and under the defender, and then more transition defense leading the offense. This guy could score. 68-42. Matoaca is your final.
Remember, if you have questions or comments about the show, just send me an email to this address, sportswire@henrico.k12.us. And you can always follow us on Twitter. I can't wait to see ya next time on Sportswire.